here today as Fnatic on the defense getting aggressive, and it's Kayak with a double opening. The flash helped him out for the second, but the first was all him. Little bit of space taken by Heretics in response, but a 5v2 that they're now left in.
Yeah, I think they did the exact same thing in the pistol versus Liquid, this aggressive defensive side push, and has left Miniboot in an almost impossible position, but bear in mind, Kayak's low. And Miniboo, when you talk about statistics, when you talk about ACS, this has been the guy throughout the season that's been able to take rounds home in scenarios that never should have been. With this crossfire, should be impossible. But the first one comes cleanly. The next two might be a little bit tougher.
Yeah, there's still some room for this to swing back in the favor of Team Heretics. A strong squad when it comes to that pistol round win rate. See if it can be converted by the crossfire in play. Chronicles contact and the swing from Crashies down below. In fact, it was Miniboo going dive.
But I think they're very aware of the few spots on the map. There could be less saying that. Rians is the first to take a jaw, but Chronicle at range should have them dead to rights. Obviously not wanting to overface, but here's the steps coming and just farming up those orbs. Eventually he's going to get overwhelmed though, and this could be a problem. That's now the rifle. Look at the guns that are left for Fnatic. They've only got the pistols remaining. One comes up for Alpha here, but this has all fallen apart.
Boaster's got a chance. Still gonna hurt the economy, but oh, never mind.
Around the edge of the cam, I don't think Benji's gonna have any idea that he's here. And it's not the prettiest of shots, but Kayak is still standing.
Somehow, yeah, he gets there in the end. Alpha Air above the smoke onto Miniboo, and now the numbers in Fnatic's favor. The weaponry there, the ult's online, and it's the neural theft finding the information. Big swing from Kayak. Shots, though, just not landing. And a Rolling Thunder in response is going to slow down that main take. Woot still flying under the radar up top. They've not spotted him. Chronicle may well have heard those steps as he swung out wide, and with Boo tagged low, this round can easily fall apart for Heretics. It's a brave stand out in the middle of the open. And he will find one on low HP. That's as solid as you could hope for, but Woot being rooted leaves Rienz alone. The last man standing, players all around, but he isolates it to just Chronicle. The time ticking, and it's already gone. Times they play an opponent's map, they steal it away. Alpha fired up inside of main. He finds the opening. He's dancing through the smokes, but eventually he will fall. The weaker weapons that are left in this round still managing to pack quite a punch. Boaster's taken down one. The numbers are somehow in Fnatic's favor. Damage is done too. And now the players are coming back up through main. This south side push from A main, well, it bought them a bit of space. But that orbital strike takes it right back into Heretics' favor. 2v3.
Yeah, he'd normally want to save that for the post, but they desperately needed that extra space. With Armageddon available, well, not anymore. Benji will win the fight that takes the ult out. Even still, an immediate trade, but this allows Boo back into those post-plant scenarios. We've seen this many a time. It might actually get an early fight. Chronicle has managed to slip the net into the close corner. I don't know if he's going to check it whatsoever. Just a smart play.
Opportunity for redemption up against the man himself. Benji Fishy is caught in the corner, finds himself one anyways, and a little bit of extra info. Cage trying to keep himself alive. Rienz at least able to trade it out, keeping favor in Team Heretics camp, but the spike still needs to be planted. And Crashies is here waiting for that cross. For now, though, it seems like they might be expecting the rotation. Alpha Air steps away from the site, leaves Crashies alone, and maybe they don't want this fight. Heretics could get a free plant. In fact, they get a free pick onto Alpha Air. I don't think those shots were meant for him.
This leaves Crashies ult available, but chance of victory slim. Ultimate probably not wanting to be expended unless he can find a quick pick. And just look how far back this rotation is already going from Woot, knowing that soon he'll have the salvos available. The time that he can buy holds so much more value. And for now, at least, they have the opening advantage.
Oh, that timing perfect on the swing. Alpha Air took a while to get there. He's a little quicker swinging onto Boo, though. Benji Fishy only got one last round. He wasn't happy with that. Steps up for a second, but not quite the third. It's Alpha Air to take it across the line, putting just Rienz up against the rest. They know exactly where he is. He's tripping wires. He's caught by the ult, and now he's in a fight with Kayak.
Boys, they'd be strong in it. Pace change, though, coming in. And wow, Alpha Air, he's been at the right place at the right time. dominating that B site. This time swaps to A, and already that's Miniboo gone again.
We already mentioned, you know, early on, it was his former teammate Rien's the one putting up those numbers, but Alpha very much leading the charge on the server in these last couple rounds. And on the scoreboard, as we see more bodies thrown at that site, they'll finally deal with him, but the reinforcements are here. Players covering all the angles from Sand and Spawn. They will take this round.
Definitely create some awkwardness with an operator. He needs to land the immediate shot. Benji gets a kill on the other side, but Kayak is well aware. Another for Rien's though. And again, both teams have had relative success with these lower purchases, with both players now having guns, with a Rolling Thunder available. It's going to come down to the timing of what Kayak can get.
It was a crazy cerebral round from Heretics to fake back to A, late play into B, but now they've got to finish their dinner. Left down to just the operator of Kayak. Damage done to Benji, but that doesn't matter with this weapon in hand. And he's sent flying backwards by the Rolling Thunder. The clock here could prove to be his biggest enemy so far. As he makes his way towards this site, so much stands in his way. Still a stun for Rien's and a big weapon in his hands. He's made the realization.
What tag players though. Benji Fishy looking to hold on to the cross. Rien's already eliminated by Alpha here, putting things back into that 4v4 scenario, and now looking to try and clear things together. They need to get this close position out though, and Miniboo's just looking to try and survive in the corner, just dancing with death, but he survives all the way back around. And while trying to clear him, that spike has been slowly ticking away. Chronicle with another. The trades coming back and forth, but still the attack have the time on their side, and with the salvos buying an extra few seconds at a peak, able to come from either side, but Kayak manages to land both shots!
Start, but disruption early on from Heretics has slowed down. And now it could be Fnatic's time to shine. Big pick for Kayak early. At dish control working wonders, and the response on the other side is to try to push Boaster. Try and fail.
Oh, already ultimate thrown in, both players hit. Woot just trying to survive at the back of the site, and they know exactly where he is, clinging desperately to life. There should be no way out of this round for the side of Heretics, with Boaster adding his third to the death toll, and eventually
they heard a lot of utility, they heard steps, so they know there's space, and Alpha has just walked out of heaven, taken down Voot with ease, and the B site open for the plans. Boaster gets a little too aggressive, punished for it, expecting a gap, and there certainly was not one there. But a 4v4 post plant for Fnatic as a result. The camera even spotting this two-man north side push. A lot of information now for that attacking side to work with.
They managed to at least reclaim the ramp. And Alfia already picking off Benji. This is looking like a second pistol potentially going their way. They're going to have one of these fights going their way, and in fact, it's gone completely wrong. Rien's though. Never count him out. The salvos will buy that extra time. That's a bigger issue. He was hoping to force players in. He's actually clipped it, and now an aftershock as well. The two players you didn't want to come up against ball, and they are nowhere to be seen.
They already got rid of that camera early on inside B main, so it's not to be worried about. Rien's dealt with. He was already so desperately low. Boo ahead of the curve, but Chronicle still picks him up. Now just one away from that Rolling Thunder, and one pick away from putting double digits on the board. There's Rolling Thunder online, one way or another. And Miniboo doesn't stand the greatest chance of taking this across the line. I don't know how far away Crashies is from those salvos, but I think they'll be online fairly soon, even as Miniboo continues to chip away at this task. It's like Atlas, it will never end. Certainly not in his favor, as the players continue to be picked off. Salvos come online, time keeps ticking, and it's still not halfway. Beautifully played.
And if internationally they did better, Kayak, he definitely knows that there's a target to be had, and well, is waiting for Rien's to make his move. So aware of these positions, and even under pressure, he's still landing the shots. Boo is all that's left.
Spike planted.
This rifle recovered. Miniboo managed to chip away at them last time, but what stopped him? It was the salvos, and guess who's still online, still alive? Now, salvos aren't there just yet, but we've seen it. They'll be ticking away in the background, and other players throwing themselves at this fight. Boo would have to root Crashies out first. He has found him and taken him down. Recovered the weapon for the magazine, finds his third, now it's down, no one! Deterred them. Salvos force players to the open, the smoke shielding them for now. Alfia picked off going up into heaven, and now, well, even Orbital Strike committed 5 versus 3, 25 seconds on the clock when that ult is taken out. I'm a little surprised. The respect being shown, perhaps for good reason, but they drop Kayak right away. 10 seconds, salvos to deny, and the round is already done. If this spike makes it down, I will be very surprised indeed. And I suppose it does make it down. But ultimate put into play, Kayak on his way straight through. There it is activated. But Miniboo's the first to draw blood. It's Benji under the pressure as predicted. Miniboo to fall as well. Numbers kept even, but the attack side has space. Rolling Thunder keeps the spike in the defender's hands. They've got it dropped in towards main for now, but Alphayer with a quick double puts this one to bed, smoking off the spike and taking it from under Rien's nose. And now a 1 versus 3. A big play coming in as well. Down below, you can see that Alpha is lurking, making his way around to close this out from behind. Rien's worried about the players in May. Now he's got an idea though. Alpha hits the shot anyway. Now he's starting to claim a name for himself with the gun in hand. I think just one behind Kayak. In terms of frags, Mike just matched up there. Benji down on the ground, and the dominoes all falling in favor of Fnatic. Boo even lost on that south side push. There's almost nothing to fall back on here. They've at least dealt with Alphayer, but let's be honest, there's very little when it comes to weakness here on the Fnatic side. I think Boaster 1 away from having, in fact, there it is, the same amount of kills as the last time these two met in a series. This is a Fnatic fired up in the upper bracket finals. Hey, some ground. The two being pushed, but Heretics are ready. Benji, Fishy watching that alongside Boo, and they'll find the opening pick as a result. They even suspect that he wasn't alone, but Crashies bides his time. Unfortunately, Alpha's isolated. He's still alive. 1 shot left, and he'll be executed from behind. Does well, though, to find his 1 there. Still a disadvantage for Fnatic.
Alpha playing yellow and only getting 1 kill. Can't believe it. Thought he'd have at least 2. Boaster under serious pressure. Wingman can get the plant in, and well, that gives the space for the others to push. They've spotted Crashy's flank, and both players on Fnatic completely isolated. Both pistols went their way in the last map. It got them that extra little bonus of a start, and well, maybe this one still has some legs in it. 2 quick kills.
Where has this hope come from? Oh, the stun perfect though. Chronicle gonna be caught out. Rien's the one to take him down, and now Crashy's all alone. And they're lined up. The high-low setup almost isolates 1. The shot's not quite landing. 4, 3, 2 bullets left, and he's out. The reload they'll swing on, but that's a mistake. Unfortunately, time is too far gone at this point.
Plant, but Wingman's been dropped. 12 seconds. Now that attack side has to get moving. They need to move forward and get somebody to try and plant that spike, and the fights are not going their way. Still yet to find a plant, and within the last second they're going to attempt it, but there are players peeking in. The plant will go down, but Kayak,
in the end, it doesn't really come through. You could consider what we just saw from Chronicle there, kind of.
But look at where they pushed to, though. Like, Benji just got killed from a guy all the way up, deep in towards that A side of the map, but luckily there's been a response. Again, the goal on this side has always been to delay, but Miniboo has decided, you know what, I'm not going to give them that opportunity. I'm going to try and get up in their face. Plant will go down. Armageddon a little bit further up behind, was hoping to force them forward, but with the space already taken by Miniboo, they weren't too wary about it. Still looking to hold on to that backline. Kayak is the snake in the grass, the second layer to this rotation, and it seems like at this stage, the attack are completely unaware that there is another player coming in from behind.
They have no idea. And now even less so, looking for that retake, looking for the fight. Alpha, 8 HP. All hope may rest on Kayak's head, but manages to find 1. Alpha buys that little bit of space. The wall not quite lasting.
Of space over on that A site. The problem, though, is that they are losing members. A 5 versus 3. Drone from Crashies just waiting, knowing that there was a guy on the other side, and now I'm going to just try and slow them down as the full force of Fnatic looks to rotate into this side of the map.
This could be a strong start to the attacking side, but they're being chipped away at by Fnatic early on. A chance remaining for the defensive side. An early flank yet again. Guess who it is? Kayak wrapping up behind, hasn't been spotted. And there's presence being shown by Fnatic, but they haven't committed just yet. Those weaker weapons, hesitant to take the fight. Will Heretics worry about their back in time? No, they won't. Kayak strikes, picks off the first. They're managing to hold the line against the onslaught from Spawn. Kayak, the man with the rifle, buys time, grabs their attention, and crashes
into position, and you're not going to expect it. That mini who gone already. And there's not really anything he can do about that. You'd have to pre-fire every single angle on the map to find that kill.
Yeah, I think that boost has been around almost as long as TikTok. Kayak happy to take it out here. You haven't seen it for a long time though, right? Just with the lack of Sage being put into play. Sure, we'll get the one around mid a little bit later on. For now, that one was more than enough to find the early advantage. Hunter's Fury thrown through. Chronicles desperately low, but he dodges both blasts that come his way. The op, although it's looking for the pick, it won't find Wingman. The plant in play.
This clear
Crash. Oh, it's got a lot of space and forcing the fights as they're out in the open.
2 slows and the wall available. They're walking straight into that crosshair. The mini-boot is going to find the trade. At least it's not another flawless. We're not getting the 3-beat of Inzo flawlesses, but that's a bit of a silver lining. Benji's done well. Chronicle down. Still the salvos coming into play. Crashy's got to be the most irritating Teo to play against with the timing. But Wu has found some space. Unexpected, not known, but Alfia quick on the trade, in fact.
So they can't turn back. Here goes the ult, and now the flank from Fnatic shows its full hand. One player goes back to deal with him, but there's actually 2 players on the flank, and they find out the hard way. Benji at least able to pick off Chronicle. The players now are waiting on site. I say players, it's just one. It's Boo, isolated. But he has managed to fly under the radar. A 3 pick on Boaster and Alphayer. Here's the round they needed. Even the lockdown committed and denied. Kayak, you've been sublime so far, but a little more needed. There's the pick and the res, and that brings them right back into the round.
And you finally managed to deal with Alfia, and someone brings him back to life. Counter lockdown going to be put into play. The round's so much more important than anything else. Alfia actually looking to try and play ahead of it, and he'll be dealt with by Riens. And while there's not a lot of time left, it won't matter. In a lot of other rounds.
I think they're very ready for it though. Look, there's 4 players already on this site, and they are trained in on that position now. As 2 fall, they think it'll be a little bit more free, a little bit more open, but Heretics, well, they couldn't be more wrong. Left with just 1, he's on the ropes, quite literally.
I don't know if it's gonna fail. No, it's not, it's failed. And now they're stuck again. They have to go pushing, they have to go moving. Mini-Boo lands a second shot though. He might just be keeping them in the round, but there's the swing. Spike dropped once again. With 7 seconds left, Chronicle, all he has to do is try and drop it one more time, but he will die. Done really well to sort of disorientate them, and well, just look at the immediate rundown. Heretics not feeling the burn just yet, as they will run it straight into their opponents. There's a lot of counter utility being put into play, though. Still opportunities to try and fight this back, although has somehow managed to completely dodge that stun. He won't dodge the bullets, and what was a great start quickly diminishes into a Fnatic advantage.
But here, Fnatic definitely upping the challenge a little bit, this 3v2. Everyone tagged on that attacking side, but they've got the numbers. And the unknown factor, the positions having to be cleared, swinging out.
Grand final, a chance at the trophy. Damn, nice shot from mini-Boo, but again, the first kill might go the way of Heretics. But the second and the third go in the other direction. Boo has picked up the mantle of his brother, trying to do that little bit more. Some nice shots, but the round still looks favored. The man against them, though, maybe the last man you'd want to come up against here.
He's up close, he's ahead of the curve. He's taking Crashies down, runs for the hill, and makes it round the corner. Plant will come through. But a real chance now. Only the 1 swarm grenade in play. And Riens, I like the idea. The big wraparound he's going for. Hoping to catch his opponent off guard.
Classic.
He may well catch him off guard. Look at where Alpha's going. He's so focused on this path, on even it being a side push, but now he's spotted him. What a shot! What? Riens connects 2! Ever. But it gives them a huge opportunity. The opening pick already there is Kayak with another Alpha, returning with the classic onto Woot. And all of a sudden, this round that had little to speak about in favor of Fnatic, just 2 rifles, now they've got 4. And there's only 2 rifles for Heretics, only 2 players left standing.
Benji's held the line at least for a little bit. He's managed to find a gap in the trade. Was never gonna not come through from that position. And now leaves Boo. He's just trying to stop him getting out of there, wants to remove that gun, and that's exactly what he'll do. how difficult it could be to play. He does survive though, but well, his teammate has not. In fact, Rietz didn't even last long.
Man, now Woot's looking the wrong way again. It was Kayak to distract him last time. This time, he's the one surprising him. And either way, this has got to be a save. Taken but spotted, and on the way back, he's dead. Dead to rights. Good spam. Good opportunity to recover a weapon. Boaster tries to be the thorn in the side, but they've abandoned that control.
Immediately, look at the rotation. Look how many people have just started running the other way. The problem is how much time can be bought. Woot needs to just try and get one here, and he doesn't. But there's a Hunter's Fury on the other side, and that will do the job. That will clear everything out, and Boaster's late flank, well, it's too late.
Whoa, he almost gets taken down there by the Sheriff. Rian's going back for more. And a good job that they're playing that bit more passive. Thrash is on its way. It's caught one, but Miniboo's down below, ready to pounce. Boaster gets caught in mid as well. Really nicely played by Heretics, covering all their bases, defending the man that got caught by the Thrash. And now 3 players on site, ready for the battle. Fnatic walking right in to the fray. I like Kayak's spot, but no one's giving him an angle. Oh, here we go. He's up and above. He's caught them in the ult. The trade comes in quick with Miniboo shutting that down. Alpha all alone. He's been sensational so far. Gets the opportunity for one, but with 12 seconds left, that plant has to be stuck at this time, and the flank indeed should secure this round as he runs for that safe spot. Take that space. Ult pop, I believe, by Miniboo. The Viper's pit from the attack, though. That's going to be tough to fight back through with Alpha instantly rezzed.
They were hoping to try and kill him off again. Alpha are actually now 1 away from the lockdown. He gets a pick, and that kill on Tim might actually end up helping out. Chronicle as well, just holding the line already. They're trying to get it. Actually, I think that Nano Swarm has missed. It's bounced off, but it doesn't matter. The spams have done the work anyway. And now all that remains is Boo! He's landed a multitude of kills, looking for a little bit more, but it was too much to ask.
Oh man, is where they're looking, but there's plenty of players waiting. In goes the Armageddon. It's caught one. Rienz is down. Woot forced into the open. And now the round seems to be in Fnatic's favor. A lot of ground to cover by Miniboo, by Boo. The pit falls, and they know where he's coming from. They'll drop him right away. Grand finals bound are Fnatic, the first team to grace that upper spot, and they do it